So this is the
Identify the optic nerve, cranial nerve 2, as it leaves the eyeball, the remnants of the extrinsic eye muscles, the conjunctiva, the sclera, and the cornea. The normally transparent cornea is opalescent or opaque if the eye has been preserved. Trim away most of the fat and connective tissue, but leave the optic nerve intact. Holding the eye with the cornea facing downward, carefully make an incision. Yeah.
This is the excess fatty stuff.
Yeah. So you can cut that off.
I think I have a crappy one, or am I not doing it?
No, it's probably crappy. Here, I'm going to change it.
Thank you.
Oh,
It's squishy.
okay.
like
Thank you. Thanks for sharing. Oh, stop.
Looking at you.
I've got my eye on you.
That cataract. Is this the stuff that it like soaked in that made the cornea that color, like all foggy and stuff, or what?
Yes. Yeah, so it's a little cloudier than it should be.
They trust us with sharp object. I'm worried. That was a bad joke. I said they trust us with sharp objects. I'm worried.
Sort of.
Sort of.
Change it. See, it's really dense.
Yeah. There. Okay.
She's so brave.
Okay.
Okay.
How much? Is that
So
good?
that's fine. And then I would try and cut it in left and half this way. You're going to have to puncture it. It's going to squirt.
Oh my god.
Oh, it did. Oh.
Okay. And then cut down.
It's all
Yep.
bad.
What's that hard?
That's the lens. So we're going to try not to cut through the lens, but just cut around it. Like you'll still be able to separate the tissue because the lens is in the middle. So
Okay.
you don't have to cut through the lens, just cut all the tissue right around it.
Around. So don't go straight down, or am I going?
Yeah, keep going around the edge.
Oh, okay. I thought I was going like yeah.
Yeah.
Like this.
Yep.
Is it like black on the inside?
It's hard.
Cows aren't made to be pretty.
Oh,
Pretty eyes.
that's just like the pigmented skin around their eye. Oh, you cut it around. Okay. There you go.
At least Anna puked this morning instead of now.
Okay. Very cool. Good job. Okay, so now
Define it as.
this is really awesome. Okay, so this, watch it wiggle, see it jiggle, right?
It's like Jello. Go home and eat Jello tonight.
Okay, so what did I say was that? What's the Jello thing?
Goodness humor.
Yep, the vitreous humor.
Oh,
Oh.
So that's the lens.
Ew.
Okay.
breast implant.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's like a rock.
Yeah, and so then this is the vitreous
Oh,
body.
it's
We're
like
going to try and
pus.
scoop it out without doing much damage.
The what?
This is the vitreous body,
Same thing that you said.
right? The Jello shot.
Oh.
And then there's a little more in here,
She just wants to ruin everything.
and I'm going to try not
All the good
to,
things in life.
Get the brown.
because the brown stuff, this is what happens sometimes with...
Is that more of the vitreous humor?
Yep,
Yeah,
that's
that
all
is.
vitreous humor. Okay, now this, what often happens, because you're not familiar, is this layer gets disrupted and pulled off, and this is the retina.
Okay.
Okay, so that's very...
Brown stuff?
Yeah, this very delicate layer is the retina. So see, now I'm pulling back the retina, right? Okay, and the thing about the retina is it's not going to detach from a certain spot. What do you think it's connected to?
The muscle? The nerve?
The nerve, right? So this, like, I can scoop it all out here, but then the spot where it won't come off...
Is it attached to two spots, or is that not attached?
There you go.
Is that stuff that looks like mother of pearl, the iridescence for night vision that you were
Yep.
talking about? Okay.
So now I've removed the retina. That's what all the beige stuff is. Now the spot where it wanted to stay attached is the optic nerve. So if we look on the back side here, that's the optic nerve right there,
Okay.
where that was leaving, right? So that corresponds to that spot on the inside, right? So then now the black layer is the choroid coat. Okay. Black choroid coat, black choroid coat. This section is the specialized feature that they have called the tapetum lucidum. Right, that's the specialized feature they have to help reflect more light back onto the retina.
Cats have that as well?
Right, to improve their night vision. Okay, so then, you know, I can take this whole layer off as well if I want to.
So humans are
so that's the
defective, we don't
choroid.
have that.
Right, and there's some theory that, like, maybe we had it, we lost it through evolution because of having electricity, and we don't need, you know, to have night vision anymore. But okay, so that's choroid. So the thing that you have to be careful about is often the retina layer comes off, and it's so fine and delicate, it often gets skipped over. So remember, retina layer is the beige. Then the black layer is the choroid coat with the tapetum lucidum. Okay. It's a feature of it, right? It's part of that layer. And then all the white is the sclera.
Okay.
Okay. The choroid.
Which is hard.
And we're going to be tested on
So
cow
this-
eye.
Yeah. Okay, so then on this side, all the cool stuff happening on this side is, okay, so the hole to get yourself oriented is the pupil, right? So we know the front side here, the colored part is the iris. So on the back side, this inner circle are the circular and radial muscles of the iris, right? These are the muscles that regulate how much light comes into the eye, right? These are the ones that change the shape of the pupil, that open it up in dim light or close it, right? That's what this inner circle is. Okay, and if you kind of hold it in the light, see how you can see it looks like the spokes of a wheel? Not this part, but this part.
The serrated.
The inner part. Right?
That serrated part.
Yeah, so this part, this is the ciliary body.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so remember when we think about, so the muscles are on the inside here because they're part of the iris. So that's how you got to remember, circular and radial muscles of the iris, right? So the iris is the colored part, the very inner part, right? So they're on the back side of that. Then this ridge is the ciliary body. So when we opened up the eye, the lens was sitting right in that spot. Because remember, off the ciliary body are the processes that hold the lens in place. Right? So that's where the lens was.
I never thought the lens was that thick.
So is the lens always this hard, or
I
is
was
that
gonna
just
say.
because of what it was?
It's a crystalline protein.
I lost it. It's on the floor. It's okay.
Okay. When you cut the eye this way, if you have the picture from your book, it's easier to see what's happening this way because remember that ciliary body looks like a little ridge, right? And now you can see there's your little ridge, right?
Okay.
So that's iris and that's ciliary body. See, and so that little side view, that's the way the book has the picture too. So that should look a lot like the figure from the book.
Right.
My stomach hurts.
Y'all are.
Serious.
So how is it that when certain drugs, people take certain drugs, one eye will dilate and will stay fixed like that? Do you know what I'm saying?
Messing with your brain.
Usually drugs mess up both your pupils.
Yeah, some of them, yeah.
But I've seen patients that have
yeah.
one, or CVAs too.
So it's just something happening with neuro.
So it affects the nerve.
What is all that you're pulling off of there now?
That's all more connective tissue. And even like you can see this is the eye. Okay, and remember the socket, think back to the bones, right? The skull. You know, your eye fits in that socket. There's the sclera, which is the actual layer, but then there's this other connective tissue that kind of like, it's like the caulking, right? That like keeps the tile in place or something. You know, it's like the eye's in the socket, but
Okay,
then this is
you're
the
having
other
too much fun
tissue.
here, Darcy.
You know, the fatty tissue that kind of helps keep it all in place. As well as, you know, the connective tissue associated with any of the muscles and stuff too.
Are our lenses that thick as well?
Yeah, these are about the same size. Yeah, our eyeballs, these ones are a little bit bigger, but they're about the same size.
Our eyeballs are bigger than this?
These ones should be a little bigger than
I was
ours.
gonna say,
yeah.
dang. So this is just all.
Yeah, extra.
Nothing.
Yeah. You know, you can tell some of the muscle, like you've got the hands on muscle right now.
This?
Yep.
Yeah.
So what should we know or be able to identify
What you
from this?
said.
Yeah, so things that we might ask, you know, we'll have an eye dissected. You know, vitreous body would be an easy thing to ask about. The lens would be an easiest thing to ask about.
That brown,
You know, the
the
pupil,
retina.
circular radial muscles of the iris, the ciliary body, you know, the retinal layer, the choroid coat.
Okay.
The choroid coat is the teal
this.
and black.
Yeah.
No.
The choroid coat is the whole layer. The teal part of it is the tapetum lucidum. right? So the choroid coat has a specialized feature in one section of it. You know, this whole thing's the choroid coat. In one section of it, the specialized feature is called the tapetum lucidum.
Which is the